Gate set in a teasy.
Welcome back to another Storytime with OneMan. This story is about when me, Head, and Fred beat up this dude named Face. He was with some other dude, I don't know who that was. Alright, first I gotta bring you back, right? And I ain't gonna say nobody name. I'm gonna try not to say nobody name in this until I get to a certain part, right? So, all right, these was the days like I used to take my gun everywhere. Like, it's a reason I remember this too. I used to always have my gun in my back pocket, right? Always. I'm talking about always. I remember running across the street to Feed Crib one time when he stayed by 7-Eleven and running with my gun, and it fell. Like when the light turned green, it fell in the street. I picked it up in front of people, and it was nothing. I had to pick it up. You know what I mean? So this is the time I used to always carry my gun, right? Not trying to be tough or nothing, because I'm not tough. I'm the softest dude. Second softest dude, because there got to be somebody softer than me. Anyways, so I used to always carry my gun. And the reason I remember this is because, all right, my dudes used to gamble all the time, right? Everybody had money then. I mean, them boys still got it now, but everybody had money then. Boys used to gamble all the time, right? And I remember one time they was gambling, they were shooting dice in Boss Black crib when he stayed in Third Trace, all the way in the back little corner in Third Trace, right? If any one of my dudes that was there see this, they know. So they used to gamble and shit. And they used to gamble with this dude named Face. I don't know where he was from. He might have been from New York or something. And he got like a scar on his face. He might be from New York somewhere, but he might have lived in North. I think he's from New York, but I think he might have, I don't know where he stayed. You know what I mean? But people used to see him out north and shit like that. But everybody knew him from the Pioneers days and shit. You know what I mean? So I remember him gambling, and I remember niggas gambling with him, and I remember him having a gun on him, like a little gun, but people just had it. It wasn't nothing, you know what I mean? And I remember having mine at Boss Black crib. I'm not gambling though. I remember thinking, if anybody tries something, like if he tries something, you know what I mean, I just blow him down, for real. You know what I mean? And especially in those days. You know what I mean? Because who would have told? Nobody would have told nothing. You know what I mean? And I just remember that. I remember that day. This one day they was gambling in Boss Black crib. I know I'm ill with setting this particular story up. So the next day they gambling in their gardens. I don't want to say people's name like this, man. And for real, this shit happens in the hood and around hood niggas and shit. This shit is like nothing. But they was gambling in Rick crib this particular day. I ain't gonna say who was there. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of my niggas there, right? And Faces there too. So I guess Face lose all his money, because niggas do this at dice games. You hear about this in rap songs. You see it on. People would lose their money and like rob the dice game. So I guess that's what happened to Face, right? He lost his money and he had his gun. And I happened to not be there that day, but I always remember. I don't even know if people know this. I always remember it being the next day after the game of the Boss Black crib, and I remember having my gun and I just won't there the next day. You know what I mean? Because I didn't gamble. So. Face robbed everybody, right, at the in Third Gardens. And I won't there. And it's crazy because Head won't there and the nigga Fred won't there. So I don't know how many days, weeks, months, whatever go past. Because it's so long ago, I can't remember how long it went, how long the time elapsed until we saw him. So now, skip whatever days it was. Phew! Skip whatever go past, right? We at the club. It's a club called Bada Bing down by the ocean front. Me, Head, and Fred, we used to always go too. And I remember, this is crazy. I remember Fred had on a button-up shirt. It was a brown button-up shirt that was airbrushed. It said Pine Oaks on it, right? And Face ain't really know us like that because we didn't really gamble like that. So he didn't really know us, but he saw that pound. I gotta say, Face was in the line too. He saw that pound. I saw him see the pound note shirt, right? So we all in the club, right? Right? He ain't say nothing to us. He don't really know us either like that. He ain't say nothing to us. So we in the club partying. I'm calling people that was there. Now I mean, I call almost everybody. The people that came up, one of them is, I'm gonna say his name because he passed away now. Olsen was one of them, and my other dude. I called both of them. They came up to the club, right? Because they didn't rob me. They didn't rob Fred, and they didn't rob him. I mean, Face ain't do that to me. You know what I mean? So I'm giving them a chance to, like, you know what I mean? So I called them, boom. They come up there to Bada Bing. Oh, and my other folks. They look, I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Because we're going to punish these dudes. But I want y'all to at least get some in, you know what I mean? I forgot to say, Face was with another dude, too. I never seen him before. So, and my other dude, they just leave. They don't do nothing. They just leave. I called everybody else. None of them, nobody came. So it's just us three. You know what I mean? And you gotta think, and this is no lie, at that time, man, we used to punish everything moving. Any disrespect, we punished everything. Me, Fred, and Head. I don't mess with Fred, but I don't mess with Fred now, but he punished everything too. You know what I mean? In those days. So we punished everything. So nobody else come, and we get into like the end of the club. And it's really the end because everybody leaving out and stuff like that. Everybody leaving out. And I remember Face, because he noticed that us three together. Remember I told you Fred had a Palo shirt on. So the club is almost empty, right? Us five still in there. Me, Head, Fred, Face, and the other dude. Ass Head know about this too. So I ain't gonna take it off yet. So when I'm standing like kind of close to the wall, and like Face like walked by me and almost bumped me. It's so much space that it was just unnecessary to even do that. He almost bumped me though. I guess he wanted me to notice that we ought to know you in here. You don't know that we know you in here. He almost bumped me. I just still him. Boom! Man, look. When I say we punishing him and his man, and me, if I ever tell you a fight story, I'm gonna 100% tell you the truth of what I remember. So if I get beat up in a store or get punched or whatever, I'm gonna tell you that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you that because I want you to know and make the story more interesting. You know what I mean? I think that make the story dope. So look, I'm gonna put this phone down real quick. I don't want y'all to just know everything where I'm going and stuff like that. So we punishing these dudes, right? In the club. In the club, we punishing them. I can't even remember all the shit we doing to them, but you got three dudes that are fighters that fight all the time in clubs. We done got kicked out of every club down the beach, every bar down the beach, and this is the honest truth. Lawyers telling people, don't let gates set in there. People, owners of clubs told us this. You know what I mean? So look, we punishing these dudes inside. We punishing them, and then somehow we outside punishing these dudes in the middle of the street. So Bada Bing let out, it's like another club right beside it called the Cave at the time. It's not, neither one of them there no more. It's like a club across the street. It was called something else, man. I forgot what that club was called. And then like to the left, if you come out, you go to the left, it's a 7-Eleven across the street. We punishing these dudes in the middle of the street. No lie on everything, right? These dudes run into 7-Eleven and lock the door. I mean, they holding the door. They holding the door. We running up to 7-Eleven trying to get them out. The lady in the 7-Eleven calling the police and everything. That's the only reason we even left them alone. And when I say, man, we punishing his man in the street, kicking him all in the face, all because he wet him. His man probably don't even know what's going on. Punishing him. Face, we just, man, when I say we was doing him, man, I'm talking about when he tried to bump me, I just leaned him. Boom! doing them. And then after that, we just told all our peoples the story. You know what I mean? And for real, during those times, ass head, man. This was regular shit. This was regular. Like, and I try not to get up here and just tell all fight stories, man. Because I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? But I got a lot of those, but I don't want to just tell those. You know what I mean? But that 3-man tandem, me, Head, and Fred, punished everything. I got stories about just us three. But at the same time, it'd be a lot of us. It just wasn't a lot of us that time. You know what I mean? But that's just a story when we punished Face, and I wouldn't care if he's seen this. He can't do nothing with me. I don't know what ever happened with him, but I'm even put his name in this. I don't care if you see it. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? And he didn't rob me. He didn't rob Head. He didn't rob Fred. But we got him back for everybody he did rob. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna tell you no more of that story. Anyways, I'm out of here.
Gate set in a teasy.